ほら、ルフィ、今一緒に海賊になる仲間を探してるんだ。
Hello guys, welcome to my channel The Wandering Zoro, your go-to destination for anime-related content. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest videos. In today's video, we're going to be diving into part 1 of the series What If Quirkless Deku trained in another universe and returned to become the strongest hero. So be sure to stick around until the end, and let's get started. There is no time to plan, there is no space to think. No respite, no forgiveness. There is only war. Warhammer 40,000 Source Book. China year 20XX. A child in the city of Qingqing City was born and started to emit a light from her. This was the beginning of the Age of Quirks. Ever since then, superpowers were discovered in various places, and as time passed on, no one can identify the cause of it. Before we know it, supernatural became normal, and dreams were becoming true. 80% of the world population now have a quirk while the other 20% do not. But with chaos brewing, it was time for people to use their quirks in a positive way, and thus started the hero age of world. Mustafa, a province in Japan, knows for its low crime rate, all thanks to the #1 hero, All Might. As he was fighting crime during the day when he was off, he was the father to 2 small little children named Izuku and Izumi Yagi. Tashinori. Honey kids, I'm home. I brought some dessert for dinner tonight. Small little footsteps can be heard coming down the stairs of their home, at which All Might let go of the dessert bag to catch 2 little bullets that push him right to the floor with big oof. He landed and burst out with laughter. Izuku/Izumi, Daddy, you're home. Izuku, how was fighting villains today? Any new quirks you saw to tell me, Daddy? Izumi, did you fight anyone strong so I can tell the others at school? Booming with laughter, he picks them up, gave them a hug before putting on the floor. Tashinori. Yes, I did, Izuku. I even got their autograph for you and your collection, and we will talk after dinner about their quirks. Tashinori. And Izumi, I did fight a few strong villains new to the scene. They were tough, but thanks to help of other heroes and myself, we were able to stop them. Izumi. That's no fun, Dad, because you needed help. You're the #1 hero, you don't need help from others. Tashinori. Nonsense, Izumi, all heroes need help sometimes. Even your old man now. Let's get ready for dinner. I heard we are having katsudan tonight. Also, I heard tomorrow we are going to doctor for your quirk checks. Izuku/Izumi. Yeah, we are going to be hero just like you, Dad. Izumi. I'm aiming for all the fame so it can help me reach to become the next #1 hero. Tashinori. Izumi, being a hero isn't about fame or fortune, it's about helping and protecting the innocent, to guide them to a better future where no discrimination happens. Everyone is treated right and the same. Izumi. That sounds lame, Dad. I want to be famous and loved by everyone and beat Bakugo in our competition to see who better. As Toshi sigh in defeat, trying to teach his daughter that being a daughter means more than fame or fortune, he fears what type of hero she might be, but then he looks at Izuku. Izuku. Dad, I want to continue your legacy of helping people, putting a smile on their face when danger is around. I will work hard to help those people that are treated differently cause of their quirks. I want to make a world where being equal is right. Just like how Grandma tried to do. Puts fingers on each of his cheek and smiles like his grandmother used to do. Toshi smile hearing his son. He sees that his son has the heart and gold of being a real hero. One to change the world for the better, and made a decision which will probably change his life for the future. Tashinori wipes a tear from his eye without them noticing. That was very powerful words from you, son, and just know I will help you and your sister along the way. Now let's get ready for dinner, then off to bed afterwards so your mother can take you to the doctor office. Izumi/Izuku. Okay, Dad. Runs off the wash up for dinner. Toshi looks at them with a big smile on his face, especially after Izuku explaining why he wanted to be a hero. He then felt OFA acting up and hearing the voice of his adopted mother Nana saying he worthy. Smiling even bigger, now he knows what to do now, and thus he heads to wash up and join his family for dinner. Next day, Inko. Alright, you two, we are heading to the doctor's now, so go put your shoes on, and let's head out. Izuku/Izumi. Okay, Mom. Izumi. Come on, Izuku, let go so we can tell everyone our quirks at the park later when we meet up. Izuku. I'm coming. Sliding his shoe on and runs after Izumi to the family car. At the doctor office. Dr. Jiraki. Sorry kid, it not going to happen. Izuku, huh? Inko, what you mean doctor? Does he not have a quirk? Dr. Jiraki, I'm sorry to say, but he doesn't have a quirk, as you can see from the x-rays. He double-jointed on his pinky toe, meaning he quirkless. On the other hand, your daughter has a quirk similar to yours, but much more powerful, probably an S-tier level quirk. Inko, you hear that Izumi? That is great. Looks and Izuku with disappointment. Inko, can't believe it, this brat is worthless. He won't be able to bring in the cash flow or make our family popular. Izumi, yay, I'm going to be a popular hero. I can't wait to tell everyone at the part later. Izuku starts tearing, saying quietly, I can't be a hero. Inko, well thank you doctor, come kids, time to head home. As they left the doctor office, Inko helped Izumi get into the family car, but didn't help Izuku. He struggles to get in, and once he did, they left the office. All of creation suffers, young ones. Only in accepting our own mortality can we make a difference. Only in bearing the burden of our failures can we find the strength to go on. Only in detachment from glory, or honor, or jealousy from life itself can we hope to spare others from grief. We are Doom Eagles, and we are dead already. Librarian Secundus Tryn of the Doom Eagles. A few days has passed since visiting the doctor office. When Toshinori got home that night, he learns the news from Inko. It didn't surprise him due to his past before receiving one for all from his master or grandmother. This shocked Inko, cause she though he would be disappointed and ashamed to have a quirkless son just like how she is, but it wouldn't change a thing to how she feels about him. Toshinori, on the other hand, is worried about Inko's attitude towards Izuku and decides to talk to him. He enters his son's room as he was on the computer watching his favorite video of his father saving people from burning bus with tears coming down his eyes. He looks at his father and asks him a very important question. Izuku, Dad, can I be a hero just like you? Toshinori look at him, son, stunned with the question as he closes the door, or so he though. Walking towards his son, he sits down on the chair and looks at him, giving him the answer he desperately wanted. Toshinori, yes, my son, you can be a hero like me, one to bring happiness, safety to the people of Japan, one that can stop the discrimination all cause of what a quirk does, one that helps the quirkless be part of society, even when people look at them like a disease. Izuku looked at his father and started bursting in tears to hear his answer. Seeing his son, he went and hugged him tightly. Toshinori saw greatness in his son and couldn't wait to start his training to help him become the hero he wants to be. What they didn't know was Izumi was listening to their conversation through the little crack in the door, and she was upset and jealous of the attention Izuku was getting. She decided to ask her friend at the park tomorrow when they meet, wondering what she should do about Izuku's situation. Next day at the park, as Izumi ran ahead to the park to meet up with everyone, she goes and tell everyone what happened during the doctor appointment, getting praised by everyone due to her S-tier quirk, as others are feeling upset and mad that Izuku is quirkless. Shoto, so, he quirkless. Then what about the promise he kept that we be all hero together? Ida looks upset. Yeah, how he's supposed to keep it? He doesn't have a quirk, so he can't be a hero. Izumi, that's what I'm worried about. I don't want him to get hurt or even kill because he doesn't have a quirk. I don't know what to do since Dad told him that he can be one now. I had to find a way to change that. All agree to this now, thinking of ways to stop Izuku from being a hero, maybe telling him. They thought of maybe telling Izumi's mother and father to sit down and talk to him. They had also though about explaining to him that without a quirk he can't be one, so they can be his heroes. As they kept talking, three people were not liking how this was going. They were Bakugo, Tokoyami, and also Ibara, who was there waiting for her friends to come to play with her, and Izuku. Kirishima, what if we use our quirks on him? Mina, what you mean Kiri? Kirishima, what if we use our quirks on him to show him how scary it is? That way maybe he will stop being a hero, and we can keep him safe. Thinky, that sounds like a good idea. What you think, Izumi? Izumi, I think that will work. Then that means Dad will focus more on me and help me be the best hero, so I can get all the fame and fortune. I will also help you guys get fame and fortune too, so we can make sure everything goes our way and nothing can happen to us. Shoto, then all who agree raise your hand. Class 1A kids, raise their hand except 2. Shoto, Bakugo, Tokoyami, why didn't you raise your hand? Bakugo, because I believe he can be a hero without a quirk. There are a few heroes out there that don't use quirks like Eraserhead. Tokoyami, it's because he my friend. He accepts me when he first saw me and became my friend. He didn't judge me from how I look. He accepted me, and I will forever be grateful. Class 1A kids, you're lost when we save him then. While the kids are getting ready, they didn't know another one of Izuku's friends was hiding by a tree hearing everything. Her name was Ibra. She was a caring little girl with a strong belief in her faith. She started being friends with Izuku after a day. She came into school, and people were laughing at her hair, but Izuku went up to her and told her that her quirk would be amazing for rescue and stopping villains. After that day, they started to have lunch together with Bakugo and Tokoimi, joining in time to time. As she slowly starts to walk away so she can rush and warn Izuku about what will happen, without knowing she step on a branch and alert the group. Izumi. Hey, who's there? Izumi using her quirk as best she can to hold the person as the see Ibra trip and fall on the floor. She looks at Ibra wondering why she is here and remember that Izuki was going to meet her and her other freeds as well. Sato. Hey, look, it's Het Vine Hair Girl. I think she was about to run off and tell Izuku. Sue. I think you are right. We have to stop her before she tells him. Shoto. Very well, but first. Shoto uses his ice quirk on Bakugo and Tokoimi, shocking them both. As they struggle to break out the ice, Izuku appears witnessing what's happening. Izuku, hey, what's going on? What are you doing to those two? And Ibra, are you okay? Runs to her to check on her dash. Are you okay, Ibra? Are you hurt? Checks to see if she hurt. Ibra. I'm okay, Izuku. But these guys were planning to hurt you. They want you to stop trying to be a hero. Izuku was shocked that his friends and his sister was doing this, that they would hurt Bakugo, Tokoimi, and Ibra. Izuku, why would you do this to our friends? Why are you trying to stop me? You know, I always wanted to be a hero. Why would you think I would give up? Izumi. Shut up, Izuku. You aren't meant to be a hero. A quirkless person can't be a hero. Even moms see you are the trash and disgrace you are, and if you don't give up me, and everyone will make you, and we will start with hurting her. Bakugo/Tokoimi. You better not hurt her or him. Zero. Quiet, you two. You don't have a say in this. You should have joined us in stopping him from being a hero. Now sit there and watch up, convince him not to be a hero. Zero shoots some tape out as Sato and Shoji wrap around their mouths so they wouldn't hear them shout at them. Izumi. It your choice now, brother. Sickens me saying that, but make your choice, leave, and let us deal with her, and quit being a hero or stay and face ultimate pain and suffering. Looking at Ibra, seeing how scared she is, how worried she looks cause they're going to attack her, Izuku takes a step forward, gets in a defensive position, shacking and scare a little. Pretend the boy is Ibra and Izuku and standing there to defend her. Izuku. I won't move. I won't let you hurt her. Even if I bleed, I will stand to make sure she is safe. This infuriates Izumi and the other cause Izuku won't accept the truth, and so they attack and beat him up all while he stood there and took each, letting Ibra crawl away slowly, witnessing the beating of her friend from behind the bench. Each hit making him stumble till he was on the floor, stomping on him as he covers himself the best he could. Bakugo and Tokoimi still trapped in the ice, watching it all with tears in their eyes because they couldn't help him as they struggle to get out to save him. Ibra watching from behind the bench, tears running down her face, watching her friend, her hero, being beaten to defend her. On the rooftop across the park, someone else was watching. That person was the underground hero Eraserhead. He was shocked to see his niece and her friends do this to Izuku and trapping her other friends. Taking out his phone, he calls All Might to rush over quickly, then starts to record to show All Might what is happening, jumping down and running quickly to save Izuku. Reaching the park, he rushes to Izuku's side, yelling to the kids to stop. Seeing her uncle, they all scatter and started running away. Eraserhead. Izuku, are you alright? Shaking him a little to keep him awake. Izuku look at his uncle, trying to say something, but passes out from the pain. A loud boom was heard behind him. Turning around to face the threat, he spotted it was his father, freeing his friend by ripping off the ice off Bakugo and Tokoimi and checking on Ibra to see if she okay. He checks on his son laying there beaten. He looks and see young Bakugo and young Tokoimi trapped and free them while they all rush to Izuku's side. All Might. What happened? Who did this to Izuku? Eraserhead. It was your daughter and her group of friends. She did this to him, hurt him while he was defending her. I recorded it for you to see. Ibra, Tokoimi, Bakugo. It was all because he said he wanted to be a hero while being quirkless. He wanted to be like you and Eraserhead. All Might look at his son, proud that he defended his friend. Though he hurts slowly, he picks him up while telling the kid to climb on his back. Preparing his stance, he takes a leap to UA to get his son treated. Once they arrive, they reach Recovery Girl room to get his son heal and talk about what happened with Principal Nizu. After learning what happened, the others were furious to see a brave kid take so much all because he can't control what he was born with. All Might, I don't know what to do. I'm worried for his safety now at home with Izumi. He could get hurt or even die. Nizu, may I suggest putting cameras in your home to see what she does to him, and it will give us a chance to stop them from doing anything else. Eraserhead, I will camp out on certain nights to make sure he okay and jump in when needed. I'll get some help from other underground heroes as well. All Might, I'm forever in your debt. Bows to them both for helping. It will help me greatly since I'm still preparing to fight him. Hand shacking in anger. Nizu, we know, and when he a little older we will begin to help train him to be one of the best heroes in the future, one to show that being quirkless doesn't mean being useless. Also, we will help train you three as well for doing your best to save Izuku. With the plan set, the hero and kids plan to do all they can for little Izuku. But will it be enough? Will it be enough to keep him in the light and not follow a path of darkness, or will a new path open for our young hero and make him what the world needed, a hero of hope, a hero of dreams, a hero of peace? There must come a moment when the soul knows this far and no further. But we are cursed never to hear that warning until it is too late. 2 years pass since that faithful, and it hasn't gotten any better for our young hero. Each day he gets bullied, beaten by Izumi and her friends. The school has even joined after hearing he was quirkless, picking on him and laughing at him. It was sad for him as his 3 friends did everything they could help keep his smile and spirit up, but it was getting tougher and tougher, and with them helping fight back and getting hurt, it made Izuku feel even worse. Him coming home with new bruises and cuts, him getting in trouble for Izumi, saying he bullied her, left him without eating for a few days. His father did his part too, trying to cheer up his son, but his mother kept pushing away to train Izumi since she sees her as the only asset to the family. This infuriated Toshinori because he wanted to spend time with his son. He wanted to help, begging his training to become hero, but instead, he is being forced to spend more time with Izumi and train her, not knowing what happening to him when he alone with Inko. Now at 6 years old, Izuku has been struggling to keep himself fed, clothed, and in health. Sometimes he has to go to UA to get treatment, to eat, and to get clothes from his uncles and aunts, but in the end, it was in vain due to Izumi ripping his clothes using her quirk or taking them to give to her friends while he kept wearing the same mess-up clothes he has. Bakugo and Tokoyami sometimes invited them for sleep over to make sure he was fed well, clothed well, and his wound clean. Their parents were shocked at the treatment he'd been getting from Inko, his sister, and her friends, and want to take action to help him, but they couldn't cause of who Inko was in society. She was the number 5 hero Saishok. She had strong ties to the Hero Commission, so messing with her was out of the question, but the kid told them they already had a plan and they've been working on it for a bit. Now another school day has come. Izuku comes in hungry and little bruised thanks to her sister and mother early beating. His father had left a little early cause an emergency call had come in from an S-level threat villain that had stolen experimental technology. Izuku, another day of suffering. I just hope this time I can eat my lunch without Izumi or the others bothering me. Izumi used her quick on him without the teacher noticing and slam his head on the desk, making him yelp a little in pain, making her and the other laugh and him with tears coming from his eyes. Teacher, Izuku, why are you making a disturbance in the class? You will be staying during lunch to clean this room. Do I make myself clear? Izuku, yes ma'am. Tears slowly flowing down his eyes, and the class except for Bakugo and Tokoyami look furious at them. The lunch bell rings, and as the kids get ready to leave the classroom, an exposing happens outside, shattering the glass of the classroom. Izuku quickly used some tables to block his class from getting hit by shards, but he receives some cuts on his own, but he didn't care as the checks on everyone. They push him down on more shattered glass, telling him to get away from him. A blast of fire hit the ground next to the classroom window, knocking down the wall, showing what was happening outside. The kids saw the number 1 hero, All Might, number 2 hero Endeavor, and number 5 hero Saishok trying to stop the villain. But he was moving too quick, like he was teleporting. But Izuku could tell that wasn't his quirk. Spotting the belt on him, Izuku figured it was that belt causing him to do that. The villain landed inside the classroom. Looking around, he spotted the kids and went and grabbed Izumi, kicking and screaming, telling him to let her go, as the other watched, not doing anything to try to save her except one person. Izuku looks around and find a piece of rubble and throw it, hitting the belt, causing it to spark and shocking the villain. Furious, he looks at Izuku and begins to walk close to him. But he shows no fear for what he did, even when getting grabbed by him and taken outside with his sister in towed, and stops seeing the heroes. Villain. The heroes are here. Well, it's too late, you fool, the belt is mine, and not only that, shows them twins. These two little brats are my hostages, as well, ha. All Might and Psyshock were shocked seeing their kids in the villain's hands. Endeavor was scared for his niece and nephew, while Izumi causes problems at his home while she there. But Izuku always talked to him, helping him become a better person, showing him his rights from wrong, which made him become a better father to his kids. But Shoto resent him, didn't appreciate anything his father did. All he wanted was fame and fortune. Endeavor, let those kids go now. Villain. Never, they are going to come with me until they're no more of use to me. I'll finish them. As the villain grips their little necks more, showing he means business, everyone takes a step back to make sure the kids don't get hurt. But Izuku sees a small opening. So using what air and strength he has left, he swing his leg, kicking the belt once more, this time breaking it, and watching it go a little haywire. With the distraction, All Might shouted to Psyshock to grab the kids now. Psyshock. In her mind, why should I save that useless brat when Izumi is going to be the golden child? There's no point, so I think it's finally time to get rid of him for good. Just then the belt started to spark more, causing everyone to look down. Slowly the hero back away a little, as do the kids, because they don't know what will happen. But at that very moment the belt malfunctioned and exploded, causing a surge of power to open a portal. Silence, that's all it was in the area. No one made a sound noise, all cause of the phenomenon they are witnessing. The villain was surprised the most, knowing the secret of the belt was exposed, that he was too shocked to move, thus giving the heroes an opening to get the kid and stop the villain. All Might. Psyshock now grabbed the kids while he distracted, dashing towards the villain to knock him out. Psyshock lifting her hands up, using her quirk to grab, but only grabbing Izumi and pulling her back to her, while she uses her other hand to hold the villain with Izuku in place. Putting Izumi, she now uses both hands to hold and crush both of them with force, making Izuku scream a little. All Might and Endeavor were shocked seeing her do this to them, but their eyes truly opened to the truth after what she said. Psyshock. I can finally get rid of you, useless brat, brought nothing but shame and disappointment in this family, but not anymore. I don't care where the portal will take you, but at least you will be out of our lives forever. Lifting the villain and her son up, she tosses them towards the portal. All Might rush to grab his son before he goes through the portal, but it's too late. The villain and his son enter the portal, closing it inches away from All Might grasp. Falling on his knees, All Might scream in sadness, failing to get his son, and punch the ground, creating a small crater. The classroom, Bakugo, Tokoyami, Ibara crying and screaming to their lost friend. Others in the classroom are shocked, but celebrate of Izuku's disappearance, knowing that Izumi can finally be the center of attention in her home. Psyshock. Look, honey, now that useless brat gone, we see, eh? Psyshock look and stop talking, feeling the deadly aura radiating off All Might. The pressure made her quiver in fear. Shaking, she take a step back, but trips on Rumble, resulting on her falling on her. But, building what little courage she had left, she decided to see what was wrong. Psyshock. Honey, what's wrong? All Might. You disgraces of a hero and mother. You first insulted our son, and then you sent him through that portal, not caring and calling him a disgrace. What the hell is wrong with you? Psyshock. What you mean? The only disgrace was him. He was a quirkless nobody, not meant for this family. The only one meant for this family, and will carry our name, is Izumi. You can now focus on raising the next #1 hero. All Might. She will never be the #1 hero, especially after all she did to Izuku. 2 years of torture, suffering from her and her group of fake future heroes. And you, a pathetic excuse for a mother not showing him love and affection, like I was not helping him keep his spirits up. Psyshock. You can't be serious right now. He was a wasted space, a failure to society, and besides you have no proof that we did anything wrong. So now, let's focus on raising the star child. All Might punch a broken piece of the wall, shutting her up it. Looking at her with so much hatred, turning to see the kid scare as well, but not showing any concern. All Might. Once we finish here, I'm filing for divorce and disowning that brat of daughter of mine. And if you think I don't have evidence, that's where you are wrong. Psyshock. What? What you mean you are divorcing me? You can't. And you don't have evidence. Don't lie to me. That's where you are wrong, you disgrace of a hero. Everyone heard a voice and looked to see Eraserhead walking towards them. But he had someone on his shoulder. It sent a shiver down All Might, and Endeavor Spines, the principal of UA, was sitting on his shoulder. Nizu. All Might Endeavor, nice to see you again, my former students. I am sorry for what has happened, and just know you have the full support of UA to look for your son. As for the other reason I am here. Nizu. Miss Ibra, Mr. Bakugo, and Tokumi, please come stand by my associate while I bring the wrath of hell upon these fakes. You are all going to be severely punished for this, where I might not even accept you into my school. I have all the evidence that these 3+ all might have collected, and I must say you are all villains in my eyes. We will be showing this to the public so that everyone knows what you have done. Also, I have a very good lawyer for you, All Might, to use against her. I'll give him a call in a bit. All Might. Thank you, Nizu, I appreciate that. But now I have to go search for Izuku. Eraser, can you use your underground connections to help me search while I call others to help? Eraserhead. Sure. Think I'll give them a call right away. Nizu. Knowing Izuku, he would not want me to blacklist you all because he cares about other people's dreams and wouldn't be so cruel. As for me, though, evil smirk appear on his face. You will all be punished harshly. Nizu. Each of you will wear quirk suppression handcuffs till you are able to attend UA and only have them taken off to train under my school supervision. Furthermore, you will be doing community service all through Japan till you become heroes. Nizu. As to you, Saishok, or should I call you Inko Midoriya, cause that will be you and your daughter's name after he file for disownment and divorce. You will be losing 90% of your pay, and it will be donated to Quirkless hospitals, community centers, and other organizations. You will also lose custody to Izuku when we find him. He will be given full custody to All Might. Nizu. Don't think you can get away with this. A copy has been sent to the Chief of Police and International Hero Association, where they might pass down a harsher sentence. Now then, emergency service is arriving soon. I must be off to help search for my nephew. Endeavor, please take care of the situation here, and then proceed to help us with the search. Endeavor. Understood, sir. Also, I like to say that Shoto. I saw the video. I was shocked and was in disbelief till I saw how you are acting right now, cheering that he gone. You will be grounded till you are able to go to UA. No TV, phones, or hanging out with these villains. Only time you will see them is when you practice your quirk at the school. As the emergency services arrive at the scene, they began their work checking on the school kids to checking if anyone else was hurt during the altercation. Endeavor giving the information to officers and detectives as they start their investigation, question the kids and learning of what they did. It was a hard day for them, but two people were furious of the entire situation. Izumi. That Deku, he ruins my reputation before it even began. I swear when they find him we'll unalive him slowly and make sure they never find his body. She was thinking in her head. Inko, I lost my husband, my reputation. My career might be in trouble all cause of that useless child. I should have gotten rid of him when Toshinori was gone on that hero mission. If I ever see him again, I'll make sure to permanently end him. Inko, though, in her head while trying to keep a fake face on. A few days later, All Might announce on national TV about what happened at the school, announcing that he divorces his wife in an easy case, showing the evidence of what his former wife and former daughter were doing to his son. What shocked the country the most was when All Might step away from the podium, got on his knees, and bow with his head on the stage. All Might. I ask all of Japan and the world to please be on a lookout for my son. I feel as I have failed him for not acting sooner, and now I must make up for my mistake. Please, I beg all of you who are watching. Keep his head low. All Might. Izuku, if you are watching, please know I will find you, my boy. I will help you become the hero you want to bring. I promise this on my life. Keeping his head in a low bowing position. The conference room was shocked to see All Might put himself in a position to beg for help. Everyone felt sad for him, and all saying inspirational things as we will find him, and we will help Seach. Tears going down his eyes as he thanks everyone to help search for his son. The search for Izuku is now on as heroes in Japan now search for him to help their #1 hero, and world heroes as well begin their search since All Might did so much for them. Will they be able to find him, or will the search end with no results? Even now, hard against the end of time, when the death rattle of our species has become audible even to the thick-eared, they still grasp for a little more of the things we have always desired: coin, power, knowledge, gratification. So, in this, the Emperor does create his 20 children, But instead of all 15 being were sent away by the power of the Chaos God, while 5 were saved by the Emperor. The 5 kids that didn't get set away were raised and trained by the Emperor and help him during the Unification Wars. After some rest, the Emperor sends them on a mission, except for Vulcan, to planets there were original found to bring them to the Imperium control. P.S. When Izuku begins his training, he will be going in order of when they were found by the Emperor in canon. So the order is Rogel, Guilliman, Sanguinis, and lastly Quirkless. Terra, Holy Terra, world of the greatest psyker to ever live. One that united Terra after many centuries of war to begin his biggest campaign to unify the human race once again as one big empire. Year prior to the planning of this great crusade, a project known as Primarch was started to make 20 children from using the genes from the Emperor and a woman named Erda. The Chaos Gods have felt the shifting balance of power. The gods of chaos felt the shift and used their power to send off the Primarchs, but the Emperor was able to save 5 of them before the others disappear into the cosmos and land on planets in different systems. Looking at the one he saves, he raises them through the years, raising them to be fine warriors, generals, tacticians. He showed care and love for each of them, even though they were different. But after of pleasure, it was time to start the unification of Terra. Starting in the year M29, his sons help lead his armies to conquer the Earth, with each battle taking its toll on not just them, but their men. But finally, after a millennium of fighting, Terra was finally put into control of the Imperium, and then the conquest of Luna, Moon, and Mars, gaining the allegiance of the Adeptus Mechanicus, stated the end of the Unification's wars. Now we see the Emperor in his throne room talking to his 5 sons, Malkador the Sigillite, and the representative of the Mechanicus, about how he will launch a great crusade across the galaxy to unite all humanity under the Imperium banner. Emperor of mankind. Now you understand the plans. Representative of Mars, we will need a powerful fleet of ships in order to carry all our men, supplies, equipment through the cosmos. Can you do it? And do you need more supplies, materials to create this fleet? Mechanicus representative. It shouldn't be too hard with our factories. My calculations, we should have the fleet and your ship ready in 4 years. Material is needed. With what we have, we are only at 14.24% efficiency. Emperor of mankind. I see. I will send materials and supplies to you workers as well to make sure everything gets done quickly. Mechanicus representative. Thank you, God Emperor. I must now head out and head back to Mars to help with the construction of your great fleet. Bows to the God Emperor and walk away. Emperor of mankind. Now, my sons, I have missions for you all. There are certain planets I would like for you to free and prepare them to join our Imperium. The planets I have picked for you, I believe they will help improve your skills and talents to lead these people to our cause. Sanguinis. We understand, Father. We will make you proud and help get these planets and their systems to our side. Guilliman. We will make sure the lessons we learned during the war to improve people's lives and raise great legions, Father. Vulcan. I wish you all the best, as Father require me here still to help with worldly matters. Rogel. Very well, Father. If you. Just as Rogel was about to finish his sentence, a portal had appeared in the throne room. Everyone took a small step back, preparing their weapons to defend themselves. As the portal opened a little more, you can hear the yells of 2 individuals coming through as they land in the middle of the room hard. Everyone was shocked at the appearance of 2 people that somehow enter the throne room, since it was nearly impossible to breach it. Villain. Of my head, where am I? What happened? Izuku. Of what happened? Where am I? Is anyone hurt? As the villain and Izuku look around, the villain was getting more agitated that no one was answering him, starting to charge a lighting quirk and aim at the old man in the room. Izuku, finally getting to his senses, noticed what the villain was about to do and started running as fast he could to get in front of the old man. The villain, no longer having the patience, shoots the large lighting attack he'd been building at the old man. Izuku saw the attack and dove in front of it, taking it full effect, shocking his body. But he did not move. He kept taking the attack with no fear or noise, all to protect the man. Emperor of mankind. Enough of this. Takes out his blade and cuts the villain in half. Emperor of mankind. Malkador, are you all right? That weird man didn't do anything to you, did he? Malkador. I am, my friend, but the child, we must check on him first. Walks toward Izuku and check his pulse. He pulses is okay, but he looks horrible, my friend. Emperor of mankind. What you mean? Walks close and uses his psyker powers to heal and read his mind of who he is and where he came from. Thus, The room grew cold. The bloodlust of the emperor appears, silencing everyone, sending them to their knees, making it hard to breathe. His son was on their knees, trembling and slowly backing away because they have seen their father like this a few times during the war. The only one that wasn't effective was Malkador, since he knew the emperor over the millennium and knew the bloodlust wasn't aimed for him and his sons. Looking at the kid, Malkador can see why the emperor is angry, malnourished, bruised, and beaten. His body look a little crushed from something he's never seen before. Malkador, my friend, what did you see as you're giving off the same bloodlust to the group on the Euro countries that slaughter their kids for rituals of their false gods? Emperor of mankind. Yes, my friend, let me show you. Uses psyker powers to show Malkador and his sons about the child. The emperor, using his powers, show to Malkador, his sons, and the guards that were in the room the images of who the child was. Learning his name is Izuku Yagi, the world, and what quirks and how their world is governed. Watching him grow up, they felt the emperor anger again, seeing how his mother and sister treated him and was raising him, how other children had treated him, but he never gave up on his dream. He shows courage, defiance, to the bullies, although he was losing it, but still never gave up. Then the bloodlust grew again from sight of watching that day. The sight of being held by the person the emperor just kills, watching his own mother crush her own flesh and blood, all cause of something he can't control. Then the last part of her throwing Izuku into the portal, the same one that made him end up here. As the images stop, Vulcan, out of anger, punches a wall in the room, cracking it a little. Vulcan, how can she do this? How can any of them to do this, an innocent child? Rogel, it's uncalled for to do that to a child, all because he couldn't control something. They should be executed for doing such a thing. Gilliman, I agree with you, Rogel, but what shall we do with the child, seeing what he went through? Emperor of mankind, I believe we should train him, my sons. Sanguinis, what? Father, are you sure he might not survive it? Corix, that's right, remember we were created by you, Dad. We were able to cause we have your gene seed in all of us. Emperor of mankind, I am positive, to help him be able to survive the training, I will be conducting an experiment, where I will take parts of each of the gene seed you 5 have, and part of my gene seed as well. It will be passed to him, hopefully, making him able to survive the training you all will give him. As the 5 and Malkador look at him, and then stare back at the child, all heal, but still knock out cause of the attack from the villain. Then know if they were in that situation, or if their brothers in Galaxy are facing the same thing. Emperor of mankind. Malkador, I would like for you to work on a way to get him back to his time, search the relics and text from the Age of Strife to see if there was anything similar in a way to send him back. Malkador, if will be done, my friend. Before I go, may I suggest to also train him as well. The gene seed might give him powers of a psyker, so I believe we may be able to teach him to help become what he always wanted to be. Corix, what did he want to be? Malkador, a hero. Emperor of mankind. Very well, my friend, we shall now, my sons, head out to your planets. Vulcan, since I need more time for your ship to get to your planet, you will be the first to train him. Then whoever is closer, he will head there next to continue his training. When he done with all of you, me and Malkador will train him last. The 5 sons. Yes, father, -4 of the walk away, and out to their ships too, as Vulcan slowly lifts up Izuku and walks towards a bedroom near the throne room to put him on the bed and wait for him to wake up to begin his journey. Malkador, my friend, what else did you see when you read the child mind? Emperor of mankind. I saw him becoming what he always wanted to be, a hero like his father, one that ended the discrimination, and it's our duty now to help and send him back so he may be that hero. Malkador, very well, now if you excuse me, I must begin looking into a way to send him back. Bowing to his friend and walking out of the throne room to begin searching for the answer. Now with Izuku in the Warhammer universe, will he comes to terms with what going on? Will the training kill him? Will he accept the path he about to embark on? We shall see in the next chapter. That's the great danger that condemns us, not demon blades, but dumb ignorance. We've become a stupid race, glorying in the easy goals of anger and piety. A small boy was stirring awake from a bed he was not familiar with. Slowly sitting up from the bed, he looks around wondering where he is. So you are finally awake, little one. It's good to see you up. Izuku looked at where the voice was coming from, saw a very tall person, maybe taller than his father. He was wearing green armor with red piercing eyes, but he can tell that he was gentle and caring person. Vulcan, Forgive me, little one, let me introduce myself. I am Vulcan, one of the sons of the Emperor of Mankind. I believe your name was Izuku. Come with me, we shall go see my father now that you are up. Carefully lifting up Izuku in his arms, he carries him down the hall to the throne room. Izuku was amazed by the large halls, the tall guards. Was creeped out a little by the babies that looked dead flying around the halls as well. Reaching the door to the great throne room, Izuku felt nervous. He was wondering what was behind the door. Had so many though in his little head fill he heard the door open. Vulcan slowly walks into the room, heading to the golden throne, stopping right in front, putting Izuku down with him, saying thank you. Izuku then looks up, seeing the very tall man in golden armor with piercing eyes that can look into your soul. Izuku, showing no fear or resolve, decided to do what his father taught him and show respect. He got on his knees, bow in front of the tall man, and did not look up. This was surprising to Vulcan and the Emperor. They never experienced this type of behavior before. It was new to them and quite surprising. But Malkador has seen this before, when some countries in the Americas surrendered to him after speaking of the Emperor, it a way to show respect apparently, and so he goes and inform his friend. Malkador, my friend, he is showing you respect in his time. This was a way to show respect to very important people. Emperor of Mankind. I see now. Raise your head, Izuku, we have much to talk about, little one. Izuku, sitting in Saiza position, what would you like to talk about? Emperor of Mankind. Forgive me, let me introduce myself. I am the Emperor of Mankind, leader of the world known as Terra, Mars, and the Moon. I have fought for millennium to bring order. This is my second, Malkador the Sigillite, second in command when I am not around, and is the voice of me when I'm not around. Malkador. Hello, youngling, it is good to see you. Izuku. Bows to Malkador. It is an honor to meet you, sir. Emperor of Mankind. The man that brought you here is one of my sons. His name is Vulcan. Vulcan. It is nice to meet you, little one. Goes on one knee and pat his head. I am sorry for what you went through, but just know that you are strong-willed and caring and have the heart to follow your dream. Izuku looks at Vulcan after he said that, and had tears about to come out his eyes, but kept them in not to embarrass himself to the Emperor. Vulcan looked and smiled at Izuku, showing him that he was truthful with what he said, then goes and look at his father, giving him a nod to tell his father to start. Emperor of Mankind. Izuku, when you arrive in the portal, I heal you using my powers, but I also look at your memories to see where you came from and who you are as a person. I will be honest, I was furious of what that family did to you. Emperor of Mankind. But seeing your life and how strong will you are to keep chasing your dreams, I am here to say, just like your own father, that you can be a hero, and we will like to help you get there. Izuku. Tears a little. Thank you, sir. But how will you be able to help? I'm just a weak little boy. Vulcan. You are not weak, little one. Strong and will strong in body. We had witnessed the pain you took in your memories and how you never gave up. You are stronger than you think, you say, and we will help, right, father? Emperor of Mankind. That is right, my son. Izuku, I will be helping you to achieve your dream, but the journey will be very long and difficult. Izuku. The way to be a hero was going to difficult. Looks at the Emperor with eyes of determination. I will not give up my dream and face this challenge. The Emperor and Malkador smile at his answer, as the Emperor stands and picks up Izuku carefully, walking towards a door with him. Emperor of Mankind. Come, let us prepare you for your journey and training. Then, I must be honest, it might be painful. Izuku. I've been through worst, Mr. Emperor. I think I'll be able to handle it, but may I ask, can you tell me about your world? Emperor was shocked by his statement, but very well told him everything as they continue their walk to the science chamber of the palace. He starts to explain the history of Terra to Izuku, everything from how he was born to how the world was before he began his war of unification. This was interesting to Izuku, learning all the history, wondering why the world turned to the wars and how the Emperor did it. He was also shocked how there were people on Mars and how he conquers the moon, asking what it was like on the planet. The Emperor chuckles a little and told him the stories till they enter the science chamber. Emperor of Mankind. Now, Izuku, this will be difficult to say. This is an experiment. We are trying to help you. I will be giving you my gene seed along with Vulcan and 4 others of his brothers. Each one has different aspect of skills that you might pick up on. You might also pick up my powers and might become a psyker, but the process will be painful, little one. Are you sure about going through with this? Izuku. You and Vulcan believe in me. You are the only few people beside my dad and my friend to do that. I won't fail this. Even if the process is painful, I will do my best to beat it. Emperor of Mankind. Very well. The process may take a week to a month. You will be put into this chamber. It will keep you alive and also keep the pain a minimum. As I said before, we don't know if this will work since this is an experiment. Izuku, I understand. I don't blame you or anyone if anything happens. I chosen this path and will endure the pain and punishment of it. As Izuku was let down slowly by the Emperor, he walks towards the chamber where Vulcan was made in. Taking off his shirts and keeping the only pair of shorts on, he had stepped in, putting on a mask to help him breathe, strapping to keep him in place from injuring himself. As the door was closed, servitors started the machine, checking vitals, and chamber. A tech priest came into the room and asked the spirit of the machine to help the process and guide the young child in his journey. Once the machine started, needles started slowly entering Izuku. Everyone outside was expecting him to scream in pain, but nothing, no sound, no noise. All he did was close his eyes and let the machine do its work. As they look at the vitals, the tech priest noticed some irregulars in his body. Tech priest. He seems to have lost some of his pain receptor. He can't register the pain and the scans on his body, scars that weren't healed correctly as well. Vulcan. Those monsters of parents and those so-called friends did this to him. Father, I want to go back with him and bring them to suffer and pain they gave this child 10x fold. Squeezing his fist tightly, watching a little crimson fluid come out. Emperor of Mankind. In due time, my son, in due time. For now, we must wait to see what will become out Izuku and prepare his training. The planet I am planning to send you, I want you to take Izuku with you. Vulcan. Very well, father, I will help with his training and make sure he becomes the hero he wants, but for now we have to wait for him to wake up. 1 month later. As a month has passed, the transport ship he was preparing for him, and an extra person was almost ready. Double-checking supplies, fuel, food he would need for the journey to Nocturne. While he was wondering how Izuku was doing until a servo skull came to him with a message. Servo skull, Master Vulcan, Izuku has woken up and is Medical Bay 2 going through a scan. Please report to Medical Bay 2 for pickup. The skull flies away. As Vulcan heard the message, he begins to walk to the medical bay to check on Izuku. Turning the corner, he sees his father and Malkador walking to the bay as well to check on him. Entering the bay, they see him being checked by a servitor and a tech priest. Tech priest. Vital signs normal, no fluctuation on his brain or body. The experiment was successful. Estimated time for effects can't be determined at the moment. Suggestions, training to see if results will come in faster. Emperor of Mankind. Very well, thank you, tech priest. Izuku, my boy, how are you feeling? Any different? Izuku. I feel stronger in way. Different as well, it's all so new to me. Vulcan. I understand that completely, little one. It was difficult at first, but you do get used to, but time is of the essence. Izuku, how would you like to come with me to the planet Dad assigned me to, and help me bring them into the Imperium? Izuku. Are you sure you want me to come? I won't be a pest or anyone that gets in your way. Vulcan. No, little one, not at all. Father, will you allow this? And if so, I'll make sure to send him my brothers to help him train after with me. Emperor of Mankind. Very well, Vulcan, Izuku, you both will be heading to a planet called Nocturne. Vulcan, the people there are very interesting. They live on Death World. The weather and seismic activity is very dangerous, but they found a way to live. This will be a good challenge for you both. One more thing, apparently their world rotates different. 1 year on Nocturne is about 15 Terran years, so both of you will be mature by the time the fleet arrives. Izuku. Interesting, I would never expect that. It means depending on when you get there, I can be in my 30 to maybe almost 100, and I'm guessing I don't age normally, huh? Emperor of Mankind. That is correct, Izuku. With the gene seeds of me and my sons, you are basically immortal and will not look like you age at all. Izuku, I came out of his head shocked to hear he basically an immortal. Looking at Vulcan and giving him a nod, they begin their walk to the ship that will take them and leave them on Nocturne. A servitor met them at the platform with a bag for Izuku with the necessary supplies to help him on his journey. As he about to enter the ship, Malkador calls for him. Malkador, are you nervous, little one? This will be a very long journey for you to train under your brothers. Izuku, I am, sir, but I will not fret. You guys gave me a chance to become what I want. Although this time is different from mine, I will still do my best to put a smile on people's face like my dad does, and become a hero in this time until I can go back. Malkador, chuckling and pet his head. Well said, young one here. Gives him a tablet. This has info on all of Terra to help you study and keep you up, and just in case you feel pain in your head you might become a psyker like me and the Emperor, so I left beginner instructions to help you learn while you travel till you come back for our training. Izuku, tearing a little cause of the gift, gave Malkador a hug. This surprised him at first, but he returns the hug back to Izuku. Izuku lets go and bow to Malkador for what he and the Emperor has done and got onto the transport with Vulcan ready to begin their journey and his training. Will Izuku survive his training in Nocturne, learn the history and culture to become a great warrior, or fall to the harsh nature of the world? Find out on the next chapter of Death Watch of UA. Have you ever been to our benighted world? Its name literally means night, but we do not dwell in darkness. Hell comes to our cities and our peoples. It visits upon the earth such ravages as to make the sky black as sackcloth and the ground spew red, molten death. It is not a hospitable world. This world, for monsters lurk in its fuliginous depths, and death is but a slip away for the careless, the unwary, or the simply ill-fortuned. It is not a populous world because much of it cannot be populated. The mountains are bleak, craggy places, their summits wreathed with poisonous fumes. The deserts are many, and they are desolate, unforgiving plains of ash. Our few rivers are veins of acid and alkali, tainted by the sulphurous earth. We have no forests, save for the petrified groves that lurk in the hot shadows of our tallest peaks. Our fauna takes to the air on leathern wing or hunts the dune with tusk and claw. It is serpentine and reptilian, chitinous and saurian. But it is home, this broken land, and we defend it with our blood and breath. Woe betide any who come here seeking to put it asunder. They will find it a terrible place, a very terrible place. Anonymous Nocturnian Tribesman of Themis. Data log of Izuku Yagi 827.m30. Izuku, Nocturne, a death world in the unknown sector of the galaxy, a planet with toxic fumes, barely any vegetation or water, and yet people call it home. They learn to live and adapt with the environment with tribes spread out throughout the planet. This will be an interesting experience to see a new environment. Hopefully we don't die on the journey, and maybe I can find new plants for Ibra. God, I do miss her. Wish I could have given her my letter of having a crush on her, but that's for another time. But first let hope me and Vulcan can survive this landing. And log. As Izuku and Vulcan have made their way to the planet with difficulty, due volcanic activity of the planet sensor were mess up, and the heat shield couldn't handle the planet temp, causing the ship to look like a fireball. Moment later, they crash-landed into a field just outside the settlement called Hesiod. A stranger came out of his home and safed the destroyed craft and began making his way towards it, searching for any survivors. Once arriving at the craft, he sees a small boy and a very tall man coming out of it with some scratches. Hello, are you two okays? Do you need any assistance? Vulcan, hello and thank you, but I believe we are both okay. My name is Vulcan. Looks at Izuku just shaking the dust and the little number of ashes on him. And this is my little brother Izuku. Izuku, hello good sir. Bows to show respect. We apologize for any trouble we may have because we will clean up the mess. Oh, no harm down, young wormling. I saw the ship coming down. Luckily, it didn't land in the settlement. Oh, let me introduce myself. Nbel. I'm Nbel, a blacksmiter for our settlement, or an easier team, a metal worker. I have the responsibility of the forge in our settlement. Please come with me to my home for some shelter. Vulcan and Izuku, thank you for your generosity. Nbel begins leading them to his home, making sure they don't get hurt along the way, tells them the history of the planet and how the inhabitants are surviving during the changes of weather and climate. As they arrive in his home, the settlers look at both Vulcan and Izuku. A little boy ball slips out his hands and went towards them. The child scare of the two was surprised to see Izuku pick the ball up and hand it to him. Izuku, hi, I believe this belongs to you. Be careful now, okay? Izuku then walks into the home of Nbel after helping the child and sits next to his brother Vulcan to learn more about the planet. Nbel begins to talk to them, learning where they came from, why they came here, and let's just say he was shocked by it, but he believes it will be a good thing for the planet. Izuku, being the child he is, was thankful that he got the tablet from Malkador because he started writing everything down fast for his own studies and log. Both Nbel and Vulcan look at Izuku as he looks up and cover his face in embarrassment while the two laugh. Nbel, your cause is just Vulcan. I will gladly support you in your journey, Vulcan, and will also teach you and Izuku our ways of the forge, an important thing for our people here on Nocturne. I will also give you the teachings of our people. It is a cult, yes, but one that does not do anything with demons or sacrifice. Bell, as living weapons were shaped and honed on the anvil of destruction and by the hammer of war, just as a blade is shaped in the fires of the forge to its perfect edge. The teachings of the cult emphasized self-reliance, loyalty, duty, patience, awareness, self-sacrifice, and, above all, self-discipline and endurance. Drawing from Nocturne's volcanic planetary environment and its people's culture of craft and trial, fire served as a dual symbol of creation and destruction and was taken as the cult's symbol and sign, as were the emblems of the anvil and the hammer. Bell, I would like you to be my guest and learn from me the ways of the forge and our people to have a better understanding. This will help you be ready to be a leader for our people, Vulcan, and you, Izuku. When you go back, it will help you be a better hero knowing what you are fighting for. Vulcan/Izuku. We thank you, Bell, for the hospitality and shelter. We will not fail you in our journey to be one with Nocturne. Time skips 4 years. 831.M30. 4 years have passed since Vulcan and Izuku arrive on the planet Nocturne. They began their lesson with Bell on the forge, showing them how it properly uses and how to feel one with it. It was an interesting experience for them both. To understand the forge was to be one with the people. With each strike of the hammer is to forge a path for Nocturne. To heat the flame was to bring life to your soul. These were the important lessons that Bell has passed on to them, as they were both naturals on working the forge. When Izuku and Vulcan weren't working on the forge, Vulcan trained him in hand-to-hand combat, showing him techniques he learns from his father and brothers. He also gave him a sword so he may learn combat with blades. He then began to use staff/pole-based weapons. With each day, Izuku was getting better and better, striking with perfect precision on the dummies, and to the salamanders that has hunted to use their bones and scales as materials. Vulcan can never be prouder of his brother. He is changing from that sad child to a fine warrior. When training was done for them both, Vulcan was always curious on Izuku world, and so Izuku explained the best he could about this world to Vulcan, making him fascinated about it. As Izuku was about to continue, screams were heard from outside. Both of them got up and look outside to see what was going on. Bell goes to them and looks outside and sighs, saying, "Not again." Izuku, in a lone tone, "What going on, Bell? Who are they? What are they looking for?" Bell, "These are dusk wraiths. They come randomly, and they try to steal our people, take them away from Nocturne to the unknown. We never know when they will come." Hearing a scream, Izuku and Vulcan looks outside, seeing a family being dragged out. It infuriated both of them. As both look at each other, gave a nod and grab a weapon to defend themselves. Izuku pick up a halberd that he'd been practicing with, made with bone and metal on Nocturne. He will now use to defend them. Vulcan looked at his sword, but felt this wouldn't be enough, and so grabbed the hammer that he uses to forge. He felt one with and turned around to see the gaze Izuku had ready for his first battle. Vulcan, "Izuku, this is your first battle, but we must do our duty to the people." Izuku, "Yes, brother, I will fight till my last breath in order to protect them all. Now come, brother." Kicks the door, opens and charges forwards. Dash. Vulcan, "Let's us break them and destroy them." Charges with Izuku. Vulcan and Izuku charge at these dusk wraiths, surprising them, but they charge back, and the battle began. Izuku using the halberd with amazing skill, blocking and finishing the raiders without hesitation as he kept moving through them, finishing them and protecting homes they tried to invade. Vulcan with his enormous strength, smashing enemies with his hammer, smashing enemies' heads, using it to deflect and counter, making the invaders suffer. The people of the settlement, seeing their bravery, rose up and took weapons of their own and helped defend their home. Hours later, the battle has been won, with the settlement cheering in victory. As Izuku calmed down from his first battle, he saw how dark this universe is and made it a goal to be a light like the Emperor for the people. Vulcan, "Are you all right, Izuku? I know it was tough battle, but I will say you were splendid with your skills with the halberd. Maybe that can be a close-range weapon for you." Izuku, "I believe I'm brother Vulcan. Just the thrill of the battle got to me, but now I'm saddened by the loss of the innocent, and thank you for praising my skills. I'll consider it. But now we must help put the lost to rest and check on the families." Izuku walks away and covers the fallen, helping them carry them away to be properly buried. With each person he picks up, the more he sees that he needs to train harder to protect the people that accept him and his brother. He swore to protect them with his life, no matter how long the fight would be. Through the day, the last of the fallen were laid to rest, as he swore on each of their graves that he will do all to protect the people of Nocturne with his brother Vulcan. Time skip 1 year later, 8:32.m30. A year has passed since the raid on the settlement. As word of the battle's outcome spread, the headsmen of the 7 most important settlements on the planet came to pay homage to Vulcan, swearing to forevermore crush their foes rather than hiding from them. Against this threat, Vulcan became transformed, and his legend spread across his world. He was the Fireborn, an undefeated warrior whose superhuman strength had torn the SLV barges down from the sky and crushed the Xenos in droves, and whose granite-like flesh had scorned their poisoned blades unmoved, driving the dusk wraiths from Nocturne. Izuku also swore to Vulcan, surprising him since he had done as much as him during the battle, but he explains that he was destined to lead the people of Nocturne, to lead them to a better future and be his teacher, for him to be a hero like him. Vulcan took this to heart, and so did the headsmen of the settlement cheer for Vulcan. In honor of celebrating the victory, the headsmen's a tournament was to be held. The tournament is various of contests to show the strength and craftsmanship of the planet. Vulcan was ready for it, and Izuku was bouncing around with excitement, ready to test the skills against his brother, until a stranger came from the crowd. Fair-skinned stranger, I would like to participate in this contest. I can best any man in the competitions. The crowd laughed at his statement, but Vulcan and Izuku were impressed of the stranger to challenge him and his brother, since he knows Izuku will participate. Fair-skinned stranger, I also wagered that whoever lost the competition would swear his eternal loyalty and obedience to the victor. Vulcan, very well, stranger, we be honor for you to join in the competition. May the best man win. Puts out his hand to shake. Fair-skinned stranger, grab his hand and shakes it. Yes, let the best man win. Look at Izuku and shakes his hand as well. Izuku looks closely and notice who it was, but doesn't say anything and just smiles. Yes, let's have fun. And so, the competition had begun. For 8 Nocturnian days the competition was a sight to behold. Izuku, Vulcan, and the stranger was going all out, showing their strength and endurance during the trails, utterly astonishing the mere mortals around them with their superhuman prowess. Many of the contests had to be called a draw between Izuku, Vulcan, and the fair-skinned stranger, for there was simply no way to determine a victor. By the end of local day 8, Vulcan and the stranger were tied in the overall tournament. To break the tie, the elders of Nocturne decided that the winner would be determined by the test of salamander hunting. All 3 contestants were given 24 solar hours to forge a weapon, before using that weapon to hunt down and slay one of Nocturne's reptilian salamanders. Assessing that this task, impossible for any mere mortal, would be but a formality for 3 godlike contestants, the elders included the caveat that the contestant who brought back the largest salamander would be proclaimed victorious. As the 3 men enter the area where the forges were, each picking a hammer, and began to create their weapons for the hunt, the thunderous strike of metal and the heat of the forge can be felt from outside, with none stopping to eat, drink, or rest. When the day came to a close, all 3 emerged from the forges. The fair-skinned stranger made a keen-edged sword. Vulcan stepped out from the air wielding a mighty warhammer. He got the idea from his brother Izuku when he told him the hammer suits him, and with his strength it would work well. It was decorated with the skull of a salamander from a hunt before. Lastly, Izuku stepped out, and the fair-skinned man and Vulcan were impressed by his weapon choice. Izuku make a halberd. He loves training with it, and always almost getting Vulcan with it during their training. It was a bond between him and his new brother which made the halberd special to him. Izuku, I wish you both safety in your hunt, and let the best man win. Runs off heading to Mount Deathfire. Vulcan, haha, yes, let us have an amazing hunt. Come stranger, let's not fall behind. Runs after Izuku. Fair-skinned stranger looks at too proud of what they became from being here on this planet, and begins his trip to the mountain as well. Hours have passed, and the first of the 3 to find a salamander was Vulcan. With one strike of his might hammer smash its heads clean off. Lifting his trophy, began his trek back down to the settlement, until the volcano unexpectedly erupting caused him to nearly fall off the cliff. By some miracle, he was able to grab the edge of the cliff, but holding the tail of the salamander with the other. For hours he hung for his life until he began to lose grip and was about to fall. The moment he felt his hand gave up, he felt hand grab onto, and a lizard falling into the volcano. He looks up, he saw it was Izuku with a worried face. Izuku, brother, hang on, I will use all my strength to bring you up. Izuku slowly pulling up Vulcan, but was struggling a little due to him having the salamander in his other arm as well. I won't let you go. Izuku kept going, but he was losing strength until he slips, and him and Vulcan began to fall until someone grabbed Izuku's arm. They both look up and saw it was the stranger. They also noticed the salamander. It was much bigger than the ones they kill. Throwing his catch over the cliff, he uses his strength to bring both Vulcan and Izuku over and help them on their feet. Izuku, thank you, sir, for saving me and my brother. We owe you our lives and thanks. Bows to him. Vulcan, yes, my brother is right. We are eternally grateful for saving us both, and you, Izuku, also have my thanks for risking your life to save me. As the stranger gives them a nod, they began their trek back to the settlement as people saw them return. They were cheering seeing Vulcan with a salamander. The people cheer, but Hei also felt saddened for Izuku, because he was also loved by everyone for helping around the settlement, taking care of people who were ill. The people cheer seeing that Vulcan was the victor of the competition with a hide of the salamander on him. But Vulcan raised his hand, silencing the crowd. Vulcan, I thank you for the cheers, my friends, but turns to the stranger and kneels in front of him. Any man who valued life over pride is worthy of my service. Izuku kneels down with his brother, and so do the rest of the crowd that was in the settlement, hearing a chuckle from the man. Fair-skinned stranger, it is good to see that you never forgot my lessons, my son. Removing his hood. Emperor of mankind, I am glad that both of you learned lessons of humility, compassion, and the most important lesson, the value of one life. Izuku/Vulcan. Father, Vulcan looks at Izuku while he blushes from embarrassment. Emperor of mankind. Haha, do not fret, Izuku, I see you as a son as well. So I'll try to be a good father till we send you home to yours. Izuku. Thank you. Tears coming out his eyes. Father. Emperor of mankind. Now Vulcan, it seems the people of Nocturne are ready to join the Imperium, and you, my son, to lead a legion. Vulcan. Are you sure, Father, if I can lead or leave the planet I call home? Emperor of mankind. I am sure, my son, and do not worry about your home. I have a fleet ready to protect it, because not just planet needs defending, others as well form the evils of the galaxy. Now rise, my son Vulcan, leader of the 18th Legion, leader of Nocturne, help me bring peace to our galaxy. Vulcan, rise up, lifting his warhammer over his head. I vow to help defend the worlds of the Imperium, to protect my home from any threat, to protect the innocent with my life and sacrifice it if necessary. As the crowd cheers for Vulcan and hails the Emperor, Izuku sits on the side seeing everyone happy, and he will continue his duties to help any way possible. Emperor of mankind. My son, it seems your first training is done. Sits next to Izuku. You have grown a lot since I first saw you. You're almost as tall as a thunder warrior. Izuku. Laughs a little. Yes, it seems the gene seed made me have an out-of-control growth sprout, but it helps me a lot. Made me strong to keep my training that brother Vulcan gave me to swing the hammer to forge the halberd I've created. Izuku. But if my lessons are done here, then it must be time to head to next work. I look at the maps on the logs. The planet is Colin Wit. Do you know anything about its father? Emperor of mankind. I do not know much, my son, but I do know that Robel was sent there to bring peace to the world. He is a master swordsman and defender, so it might teach you to be much better. With the sword. Izuku. I see, Father, I cannot wait for me to start my travels there. I should pack some of my stuff, but not all. Emperor of mankind. Haha, my son, takes as much time you need. I will have a ship be ready for you to travel there in a week. For now, let us enjoy your brother to being a leader of these people in this world. Izuku. Very well, Father, let's. Gets up with the Emperor as they go to the celebrations. Data log of Izuku Yagi 832.m30. My training on Nocturne is complete. It has shown me what people can become when they are united, the courage they gave when we fought the Dusk Wraith, the culture and beauty of this place, even though it's very dangerous. I'm proud of my brother Vulcan becoming a leader to the people here and the lesson he taught me, especially Nobel, the man that brought us into his home and helped us become one with Nocturne. His wisdom I will teach to others whenever I'm sent back to my time. Write a book to share to others so that we can focus more on humility and not the prudence cause of one quirk. I will miss it here on Nocturne, but I will forge everyone in the settlement a token of my appreciation before I depart. I promise to this vlog, and my brother Vulcan I won't cry, but most likely will he. Well, time to begin. My gift forging begins. I will update this log when I arrive on Inwit. Until then, this is Izuku Yagi signing off. Discipline, duty, unyielding will. These are the measures by which every warrior is judged. Unarmed, a warrior with these qualities will still find victory, no matter how long or arduous the path. When girded with the sacred armaments of the Adeptus Astartes, such a warrior becomes truly indomitable. Rogel Dorn, primarch of the Imperial First. Izuku Data Log 832.m30. As I am traveling to my new training grounds of the world of Inwit, it was hard to leave the world of Nocturne. The people were there to send me off with gifts of food, crafts that some of the villagers passed to him, the elders bringing him a helmet in the design of salamander head, making Izuku tear for how much the people care for you. The last gift what made the tears come out of him entirely. Flashback. Vulcan, this for you, little brother. Your training with me is done. You learn what I will stand for and my legion will stand for, and you inspire me as well to be a better leader for them. As Izuku looked at the weapon that Vulcan forged, he couldn't help but cry. He was thankful for having a brother, someone that cared for him like how siblings were supposed to be. Izuku, wiping the tears away, thank you for this. I will use this in my training and future battle and training. I will not let the craft of this weapon be dishonor, brother. Keeps looking and see wording on it. Vulcan, I see you spotted the message I had put on your weapon, into the fire unto the anvil. A war cry that I will have my legion say to remember why we fight. Looks at the people of the settlement, for them and our emperor. Izuku, I will not forget, brother Vulcan. I will keep that promise to protect not just the Imperium, but the people of the Imperium as well. Izuku, oh, brother, is the gift ready for my father for the day I return to my world? Vulcan, yes, I have it right here. Gives Izuku the gift. I put the finishing touches on it for you since I knew you were busy with packing. Izuku, it's beautiful, just the way I wanted it to. Thank my father for everything he did for me before I came into this world. When I give it him, I will make sure he knows the name of Vulcan and honor you when he uses it in battle. Vulcan turns around really quick and does a little sniffle, then turns back around. I thank you for that honor, little brother, and at last I have one more gift for you. Vulcan, this is my new weapon against the enemies of our father. I call it the Flamer. It burns with the fire of our planet. I want you to take it so you can use it and practice with it as well. Izuku, I thank you, brother. I will bring honor using this, and it will help me remind me of my home here. Tears a little, and now it's time for me to go. Vulcan see the tears and goes to give his brother a hug, saying that he will miss him, and we will meet again and battle as one. Izuku looks at Vulcan nodding, and he begins to enter his transport and begins lift-off sequence. Looking down one more time to see Vulcan and the people of the settlement he calls home. He gives them one big wave goodbye before lifting up and heading to his next destination. Now I'm on my way to a planet known as Inwit, where Brother Rogel is. I've read reports about the planet from Rogel saying, and I quote, Inwit was, and is, a world of death and ice. Its star is old and withered, bleeding the last of its heat as cold, red light. Tidally locked against its dying star, perpetual darkness soaks one side of the planet, faded sunlight the other. Crevassed mazes, frozen mountain ranges, and plains of frost, dunes cover the planet's dark side. This is the splintered land, the beast-stalked wilderness, which shapes the bodies and beliefs of the human population that clings to life here. Hopefully I learn how to survive this hell and become resistant to the pain that will come with it. Cannot wait to begin my training. But for now I must get some rest. I shall arrive near Inwit in a few hours thanks to the ship the Emperor gave me. End data vlog. 2 days has since the data vlog entry. I finally see the planet I was heading for Inwit, a cold, decedent planet. The reports that Rogel sent say it very difficult to live in, with many clans fighting each other and tribes trying to survive the bitter cold. If I recall, Father said Rogel was a master tactician and a master of both defense and an indomitable aggressor when he attacks. So maybe he can help me be a better defender with the halberd. I also heard he very skilled with firearms. Maybe I can learn that from him as well. I call down on comms to the ice castle he gains from his adopted grandfather if I can land. A few moments later I got the approval and began my descent. Landing my ship and opening the hatch, I can feel the cold air pass through the outfit father gave me, but I must press on. Entering the castle, the guards lead me to the throne room where Brother Rogel is. Izuku, Brother Rogel, I am here to train and learn from you. Kneels and bowed down to him to show respect. Rogel, little shock of what he does. I thank you, Brother Izuku, for coming here to continue your training, but what are you doing? Izuku, oh, you weren't there that day, right? In my time, this is how we show respect to people who are important. Rogel, I see, that is interesting. Well, Izuku, the training you are about to take with me is going to be hell, where you wish you were fighting demons instead of me. I will not accept surrender or cowardice. Do I make myself clear? Izuku, keeping his head down. Understood, I will withstand all the pain and suffering from this training. I also heard you planning to expand. Let me help you with that as well. Rogel, very well, go the guest chambers tomorrow. We will begin your training. I have a special surprise for you. Izuku gets up and leaves the throne room, following the guard as Rogel gets up and asks his new appointed chaplain to follow him. As they walk to another part of the castle, Rogel asks him a question. Rogel, chaplain, this is your first task to help me train Brother Izuku. The prototype suit will have a second person using it beside me. Are you ready for this? His past was dark, and the pain he suffered might be as painful as the suit. You must under all circumstance keep him alive. Am I understood? Chaplain, yes, Lord Rogel, I will keep him alive and make sure he doesn't die from the process. As Rogel nods his head in approval, he goes to his chambers, planning out how he will train Izuku, making him a master tactician and warrior with not just the blade, but with a weapon he is known as the bolter. The next day, as Izuku wakes up very early in the morning, he goes to the throne room to meet Rogel for his first day of training, kneeling in front of his brother again, ready to begin. Izuku, I am ready to begin. Rogel, please teach me your way to incorporate them into my own skills. Rogel, very well, come with me. Gets up and walks to the room where the chaplain is. The first task is a prototype of something I've been using to help me train, but I will warn you, the experience you will feel might make you remember of your past. Opens the door to the room. Rogel, chaplain, this is my brother Izuku. This is the fifth chaplain of my future company. He will explain what will happen. Chaplain, hello, Brother Izuku. Today you will start your training by putting on this suit. Presses a few buttons for the system to begin. Is it known as the pain glove? A suit Rogel designed to make the user feeling pain. When the suit is put on you and I activate it, it will make you feel pain in all your receptors like liquid flame all over your body. Rogel, I designed this for one purpose. I'm firm believer that pain helps scour both the body and the mind of impurities. So, this suit will help fix, making you feel the pain. You must stay focused on your training while feeling it. Rogel, as you see, the troops I train are master in the arts of defense, but when it's time to attack, we launch with a fury like no other, of no surrender, to keep pushing till you can't no more. Izuku, understood, brother, I will not fail you. Goes to the platform where the suit to get it put on. I am ready, Brother Rogel. Rogel, chaplain, put it on max setting. Chaplain, as you command. Turns on the suit using a switch, putting it at 100% and checking Izuku vitals, but shocking to see no change at all, like the pain not affecting him at all. This is weird, he not feeling any pain. It as his pain receptors are missing. Look at Rogel. Izuku, oh, looks like father didn't inform you about that. Well, apparently, I lost feeling in my pain receptors due to what my past did to me. Rogel and the chaplain look at him shocked. Rogel was infuriated about this since he knew about his past, but to push a child through that much pain and suffering made his blood boil. The chaplain was confused on what Izuku was talking about, not understanding what was going on. Rogel, did you really go through that much pain, Izuku, so much that no one beside your friends and father can see it while the world ignores it? Izuku, yes, I did, but that is in the past. Gets off the platform. Now it's time for the future, a new time to prove them wrong. Now, brother, let the training begin. Rogel looks at Izuku and smiles, and leads him to the training ground to begin his suffering. 3 years later. Data log of Izuku Yagi 835.m30. 3 years has passed since I've arrived on in Wit, and let's just say it was the toughest time of my life. Brother Rogel does not play with training. Every morning at 4 a.m. I was awakened for training. He would kick me out the castle and tell me to go for a run for 2 hours in the freezing cold. Most people would die from it, but I didn't. Kept pushing every day. Then it would be 4 hours of firing the weapon known as the bolter. It had a powerful kick to it, and every shot was getting to my shoulder, but I stood firm and took the pain. When those 4 hours were done, I had a quick breakfast before heading to the training grounds for a fake war siege. Brother Ragus was teaching me how to use tactic and to set up proper defenses in battle. For hours each day, we have these battle with me mostly losing, but it was an amazing experience to see my mistakes and fix them, and within the 3 years me and Brother Rogel would end in a draw. Lunch came and went quickly so that I may finish the day with 6 hours of combat training. Rogel personally began my close combat training. When I began, the viciousness of Rogel was outstanding. Even with my halberd skills, I couldn't defend from the sheer force of his attack. Even with me retaliating, I couldn't break that defense he possesses was too sturdy and strong. After 3 years, though, I was able to finally gain equal grounds with him. During this time, as well, Rogel lead his people into the stars, conquering planets around his system, with me leading a group of men. Each battle was an experience I will never forget, seeing the men my brother lead showing their ferocity and courage. I've joined them when they charge. Though it was hard to take a life since I want to be a hero, I had to make sure I can live to get there and help the troops that were under me. After every battle, Rogel would come to check on me, see if I was okay, making sure my mental state wasn't bad, as well then told me my mistakes to improve on. But he was proud of me battle, showing what he wanted his legion to be about. End log. The morning came, and Izuku woke up once again to begin his regiment. At the age of 14, Izuku was quite large for a boy his size. Standing at mere 6 feet 8 inches, he looks over all the scars, smiling, showing the progress of his training. Each scar was a lesson, a memory of what he learns from each battle he experiences and gain knowledge from, and he was happy for it. As he leaves his room, he heads to the courtyard to begin his training, but he sees Rogel waiting for him. Izuku, brother, why are you here? Is there trouble that we must deal with? Rogel, no, Izuku. It seems father and the fleet have finally arrived. Scans indicated large formation of ship coming near in width. There is a huge ship along with it, so we must be ready to meet him. Izuku, I see it will be good to see father again. Do I have to put the uniform on, or should I wing it? Rogel, put the uniform on, give father the respect and honor. Izuku, very well, if you excuse me, I'll be back in a moment. Izuku and Rogel walk away to change and arrive an hour later to meet the fleet. Izuku, my ship is fuel, let us go meet our father. Enter the ship and prepares for takeoff. Rogel, hopefully he is proud of our achievements here and what we have done for our Imperium. Entering the ship and sitting next to Izuku. Izuku takes off in his and heads toward the large ship, a beautiful, crafted fortress in space. It was known as the Phalanx. A fortress in space as big as a small moon. While Rogel and Izuku were moving around to planets to put under their control, they had both discovered it adrift and use it as their base of operations for the conquest of the system. As Izuku lands on it and heads to the main room, he remembers the times in here training. Battling with the warriors and his brother, they stood at the entrance of the control room. Entering it, they order the crew to position the fortress for the Emperor arrival. After an hour, they spotted the massive craft, the Bucephalus, the personal battleship of the Emperor of Mankind, escorted by more battleships as well and small group of frigates. As it idles by the Phalanx and prepares to board, the men on the ship prepare for him to board with Izuku and Rogel, leaving the command center to meet him. Arriving in the boarding area, they go to the front of the group. Rogel, men attention, seeing his men assemble themselves dash. Raise banners, seeing banners being raised of the Imperium symbol and Rogel symbol as well. The doors open and in comes 2 custodies guard one of his left and right, and then finally the Emperor make his entrance. The room grows quiet, and all of the warriors in the room drop to one knee and put their head down. Izuku and Rogel do the same, but they do it the way Izuku does, going on both knee and bowing to him. Rogel/Izuku, welcome father to the Phalanx. We gift this ship, the men and warriors, to you for the crusade. Both keep their heads low. Emperor of Mankind smiles at the scene in front of him. Arise, my sons, I thank you for the gift, but Rogel, I will be giving you back the ship. I can tell from how fine your warriors are. This is perfect home for them. I couldn't take that away. Emperor of Mankind, you both have done well, my sons, for bringing the people of the worlds around to the Imperium and training them to be fine warriors. Take something from one of the custodians. Rogel, arise, my son, and lead your new chapter known as the Imperial Fist. Rogel stands looking at his new legion raising the banner, and cheers come out from them. Izuku smile and cheer for him, as well giving him a handshake to congratulate him. Rogel returns the shake and walks towards his men. Rogel, we have a lot to do. Prepare yourself to help our emperor on his crusade to bring humanity under our banner, to lead them to peace and better lives. I want our ship and men ready in the next 3 days. Do you hear me? The warriors and crew say yes, sir, and they rush off to get everything ready. One taking the banner of the new Imperial Fist chapter to be display. Emperor of mankind. Haha, now that is done, come my sons, come tell me what you have been doing these years. And I read that Izuku has become very skilled in battle. Maybe you can both give me a demonstration. Izuku. Hee, yes father, I have improved. Almost got him the other day, but his experience outweighed mine. Emperor of mankind. Then show me the progress you made, my son. Rubs his head a little. Show me the fire and the ferocity that Vulcan and Rogel taught you. Izuku smile and looks at the emperor running quickly to tackle his brother Rogel into the training area. Rogel was shocked to be caught off guard but laughed and took out their weapons to battle. With the emperor smiling on both of them watching them battle, he can tell it was a good decision to train young Izuku, and hopefully he accepts the role that the emperor wanted him to have. Data log of Izuku Yagi 835.m30. My hardcore training is done on, and wit brother Rogel was an amazing teaching, showing me to never give up, keep fighting till I can't no more, and then keep fighting past that. Learning the way of the siege may help me in the future or help protect the innocent in my universe. Maybe Uncle Nizu will let me improve UA Gates, but that's a though for another time. I must now prepare my ship to head to the next world. I will be training the world known as Macridge, home of Brother Gilliman. Let hope the world Macridge is a lot warmer than in wit, but I will never forget it. End log. Izuku equipments. A power weapon halberd. Forged by Izuku hands and finished by Vulcan, this is Izuku main weapon for close combat for now until he meets Corvus, then he will rotate between lighting claws and the halberd. Throughout history, the spear has consistently proven itself a deadly and efficient weapon, and the Imperium of Mankind honors its legacy of bloodshed through various creations, such as the explosive-tipped hunting lance and the power spear. The Flamer, a gun forged by his brother Vulcan, he asks him to take it with him for him to train with, and remember that Nocturne is always his home. Flamer weapons project fire upon their foes and generally use a fuel referred to as, though it can also be a homemade concoction or other chemical brew, depending on the local technology level. Most forms of promethium are monopropellant fuels that ignite via a smaller pilot flame at the tip of the barrel, though some flammers use binary hypergolic fuels that ignite on contact with one another. Once produced, the intense jet that spurts from the barrel creates a torrent of liquid fire, which spreads out in an inferno that burns even underwater, leaving enemies hard-pressed to put out the fire. Valkyrie. The Valkyrie is a vertical takeoff and landing airborne assault carrier used primarily by the Astra Militarum as both a ground support gunship and a transport for airborne combat regiments. Used in the war arc against the Hero Commission. Lemon Rush Punisher. The is the most potent anti-infantry vehicle in the Astra Militarum and amongst the best anti-infantry vehicles in the galaxy. Armed with the Punisher Gatling cannon, a large, multi-barreled ballistic weapon, it is known as one of the fastest-firing slug throwers in the Imperium's arsenal. The Punisher can shred even the heaviest of infantry units with punitive ease. However, the Punisher can be outmatched by enemy tanks in a head-to-head fight. Will be used during the war arc and war against the Hero Commission. Hydra. The Hydra, formerly the Hydra Flak tank, is the main mobile anti-air artillery piece of the Astra Militarum. It is produced on hundreds of forge worlds across the Imperium and is widely used in nearly every regiment. The Hydra, like many other Imperial military vehicles, is based on the Chimera armored personnel carrier chassis and is armed with a set of twin-link Hydra autocannons. Hydra autocannons are a set of long-barreled autocannons mounted on a turret with highly sophisticated tracking and targeting equipment. Use in the war arc and the war against the Commission arc. Whirlwind. The Whirlwind is an Imperial artillery support vehicle based upon the standard template construct Rhino armored personnel carrier chassis that is now primarily used by the Space Marine chapters of the Adeptus Astartes. The Whirlwind, whose standard pattern is known as the Whirlwind Helios, plays the role of artillery support, providing support fire on enemy formations from the relative safety of geographical cover, such as behind hills, forests, or other line-of-sight obstructions. It is intended to be used primarily for softening up a heavily fortified static position or other well-defended target prior to the start of a major space marine assault. The launcher's normal payload consists of solid fuel, high explosive missiles, but it is also capable of firing incendiary warheads to burn the enemy out of entrenched position. The Basilisk. This is the most common artillery tank used by Imperial Guard in the 41 millennium. It is essentially an artillery piece mounted on a stripped-down chassis of a Chimera transport. The Basilisk mounts one of the longest-ranged weapons in the Imperium's arsenal, the Earthshaker cannon. Basilisks utilize the standard Chimera chassis, but replace the passenger compartment and turret with the Earthshaker, leaving it with the hull-mounted heavy bolter weapon and driver's compartment. Use in the war arc. 3x Imperial Knights. Imperial Knights are colossal war machines that tower over the battlefield. They are propelled into battle by powerful servos and have the power to kick over tanks and crush soldiers into red paste. These are Izuku Knights that he made from a new noble house. He created the House of Yagi. Use in the war against the Commission arc. Warlord Titan with Apocalypse missile launchers. Used during the war arc against Gigantomachia. Field Army of the Astra Militarum. The Militarum, the Imperium's first and last line of defense against the Xenos, the Heretics, and Chaos, will be sent by fleet through the portal Izuku took to go home and be in a stasis field under the watch of the Mechanicus until the war arc. The Death Watch. Strength, 40k Astartes strong. In this, they are not run by the Inquisition, they made another name for that group. Izuku control this chapter with a home world and system of space he controls. 10k will be sent in a stasis field through the portal to support Izuku, and will arrive after the Stain incident with the Militarum and watched by the Mechanicus. So, this was the end of part 1 of this series. Stay tuned for next part of this series, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.